All right, time for another episode of the JoshCast podcast, which has it's been on a bit of a hiatus, and by that I mean I think we've gone into negative listeners. Although the poop knife episode of the podcast seemed to get a lot of hits. I'm not entirely sure why. Might have something to do with the title. So maybe is that the theme? I just have to do podcasts about weapons that are fashioned after bodily fluids. That could be, maybe I finally found my niche, if you will, or my niche. I feel like I want to be the guy that can pronounce that word niche, but I'm, just in terms of socioeconomics, I'm more at the place where I call it a niche. So maybe it's my niche, not my niche. If I'm successful enough, I can start to say niche, but at this point, it's just going to be niche. I finally figured out what I wanted to do with this podcast, by the way, because the problem is I don't want it to feel too scripted, and so that means just me winging it. But the problem is that when I wing it and it's not scripted, the possibility of it being an absolute exercise in futility and nonsense goes up by about 150%. Thus, I will have to be off the cuff and yet at the same time brilliant. Oh, God, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. This could be, I don't know what this could be. I really don't. I do think, it tickled me. I was thinking about how it would be amusing if a high-powered executive managed to convince his company to finance this podcast and put advertising revenue on it and advertise on this podcast. And the only reason why he did that was because he wanted to get fired. For some reason, that just tickled me. Just as a room full of executives listening to this right now going, wait, how much do we invest in this? Did you say $350,000? Get Jenkins in here right now. He's gone. He's gone. He's dead to us. Get him out on the street. That's what I would want. I'm finding it difficult to concentrate right now because I'm recording this in the car, and it's quite hot in the car. And I have many options. I could turn on the air conditioning. I could lower the window. But I kind of enjoy the heat as well. I get this. It helps me to not relax, but it makes me tired. And sometimes when I'm tired, it's harder for me to worry because I don't have the energy. So that's why it's similarly the times I'm most relaxed are the times when I'm under the weather. I think for me, usually the highlight of my year is the moment after I've gotten sick where I'm just starting to get better. So I know I'm not going to die, but I'm still under the weather, which means I don't have the energy to worry. That's usually the highlight of my year, I would say. Which means I need to re-examine my life, I would think, probably. But I think there's a lemon tree outside of the car. It didn't walk up to the car. It's over by a house. It'd be creepy if a lemon tree walked up to the car for a number of reasons. Number one, that a tree could walk, which outside of a Lord of the Rings movie, that's a problem. Number two, that it would be a lemon tree of all trees. Well, then again, I don't know if a tree were to become a being that could walk. I'm not sure which tree. What would be the best tree for that? I mean, an apple tree. Theoretically, I could ask for an apple. I don't know how the apple tree would feel about giving it. Then again, I mean, the apple tree. The apple it's a fruit. Contains the seeds of another tree. So it almost would feel, if an apple tree came and walked up to me and said, "Hey, you want an apple?" I mean, it would almost feel a little bit like a violation. And I'd have to say, "Listen, let's not go too far here. Let's take it a day at a time. Let's go on a date first, and then if I like you, we'll talk about apples. But let's not just jump right into that. You got to wine and dine me first," would be my response to the apple tree. Lemon tree, not so sure. I don't know if I'd had feelings for the lemon tree. I mean, the apple tree, I could see myself with an apple tree. Lemon tree, friends maybe, but I don't know. I mean, then I'd feel bad because the lemon tree might have feelings for me. but I'd be leading it on. I would think I was leading it on, and I wouldn't want to give that impression to the walking lemon tree that is occurring in this theoretical universe of walking trees. Oh, there's an orange tree actually right in another house. Not in the house, but outside of the house, across the street from the lemon tree. I wonder if there's a bit of a rivalry going on because these two houses are across the street from each other. Which tree came first? The lemon tree looks bigger, so I wonder if the house across the street said that Jenkins. First he gets himself fired, now he thinks he's going to wow the neighborhood with his lemon tree. Well, I'm going to show Jenkins something, okay? Because you can, you can make a lemon tree, and out of that you can make lemonade if you add sugar. But I am going to have an orange tree. Oranges. That's the future right there. You pick off an orange, you peel it, you eat it. It's perfect. Lemon. Can you pick up a lemon? No. You got to pick the lemon, then you got to squeeze the lemon, and then you got to add sugar. It's a process. An orange tree, it's ready to go. All you got to peel and eat. I'm going to take this Jenkins down a peg. That's what I'm going to do by planting this orange tree. Rod Spammit. Because I feel like this is a neighborhood where nobody curses. It's not a cursing neighborhood. That's the vibe I'm getting. This is, people say things like, well, Jiminy Christmas, what do you think you're up to, Jenkins? What do you think you're up to? Jiminy Christmas. And there's another tree that looks to be dead, or mostly dead. It's got these, pale, white, huge branches. It's the kind of tree that I think a witch would come out of in the movie in a movie that was directed by the guy who directed Cell. Google it. There's moderate to evil enchantments going on with this particular tree. There were two crows that they were either fighting or having sex on that tree a week ago. I walked by and they were on each other, and I couldn't tell what was going on, if it was an aggressive territorial dispute or if it was love. And it's funny, seems like that with most human couples. I sit there and I wonder, as they're screaming at each other, is this love? Is this passion? Is this really what's going on? A lot of phlegm today. I didn't want to bring that into the podcast, but I'm just noticing it. And I'm not sure from what exactly. I haven't had any milk product. Well, I had some cheese in my sandwich. How can this be allowed to be on the internet? That's what I can't understand. Somebody should really block this. Although I was reading about how the YouTube is not letting people make their little videos about how to enhance a gun. YouTube is banning those videos, and these people are now putting these videos up on Pornhub, which is an interesting combination, I suppose. Because I think really at the end of the day, all we really think about is sex and death. May as well put them on the same platform, right there. So Pornhub is just becoming a one-stop shop for all of the illegal vices out there, I suppose. I find that it would be that's an interesting evening. It's now I guess the question is, what do you watch first? Do you watch the porn first, and then you watch the tutorial on how to build a rifle out of sawdust and straws, or do you build the rifle and then watch porn? I don't know. I think it would depend. Like, if I had to get up early in the morning, I'd probably start with the porn, and then after that, if I was too exhausted, I might skip the gun video and play that the next night. But if I knew I was going to sleep in, I'd watch both. It wouldn't matter the order. I'd be concerned about people who are, really, really aroused by the gun video. That would be scary. Maybe they should just start making the gun videos and the porn in the same video, where while you're showing someone how to build a rifle, someone else is playing with your rifle. That might be fun. You kill two birds with one stone, or rather, you kill two birds with one specially made AK-47 that you've improved upon. Well, it's nice to see that And it's nice to see that Pornhub is expanding, because it's really it's really been a one trick pony with Pornhub, as far as I can see, just porn. I mean, you may as well, let's branch out. Let's make gun videos. Let's throw up some videos on how to make a nuclear weapon. Why not? We should. They're really becoming a multifaceted platform right there. That's, and on top of that, maybe some videos on how to hack into the government. Really, Pornhub should be your one-stop shop for, Class C misdemeanors. I don't know if Class C is a thing, but I'm throwing that out there. So I read that. That was interesting. Facebook. I guess Zuckerberg put out some. He apologized for I think our current state of civilization. I think that was he said, "Listen, I'm sorry that the world is. I'm sorry for what I did to the world, everyone." Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook here. Hey, you know how it's 2018, and back in 2002, 2003, before Facebook, things were like that, and now things are like this. Hey, that's me. I did that. Sorry. I didn't. I dove in. I didn't realize it was going to become this big, huge thing. That was not my intent at all. My intent was just to. I think look at ladies. I think that's what my original intent was. I don't know, because the person writing this right now didn't actually ever see The Social Network, so I'm just speculating. But I think I read that he took out an apology in newspaper ads, which was cute on his part. That's the first time newspapers have made money, since before Facebook. So that was nice of him to throw them a bone. Then again, I don't know who would be reading it on the newspaper. I think if he wanted to apologize, he should put that on Facebook. That's where everyone would see it. If he's taking out apologies in the newspapers, that would, he kind of destroy newspapers, not on purpose. I don't think he said, I'm gonna be the one that destroys the LA Times. I think he kind of created something, and now he's trying to, and also Facebook got lost a ton of money in the stock market, because it was found that a company that took the Facebook data, the Facebook gave them the data, and the company said, "Don't worry, we'll delete this data," and then they didn't, and it was data that may have influenced the election. Ooh, right. And so Facebook stock went down, and Zuckerberg's going, "I'm sorry, I apologize. I apologize for this. I am very sorry. I am sorry." That's so that's how much they lost. Enough for him to apologize. That's an impressive amount of money to be lost. If it had not lost that much money, if they had gained money, I don't think he'd be apologizing. If the stocks had went up, he'd gone, "Yeah, see what I did there? See what I did there? See what I did there?" I don't know how many lemon or orange trees he has, or if he's concerned about the lemon or orange trees coming to life and flirting with him. That he's probably too busy to have those concerns. But if he did, he could get as many orange trees as he wanted to, or lemon trees. He's swimming in lemons right now. That's my guess. Swimming in lemons.